This is a tale set in a service station. Once, while journeying across the motorway, I made a quick break at a service station. It was much like any other, a refuge for the lost souls of the motorway, where weary travellers took a break from their journeys to eat junk food and waste hours of their lives on this small island amid the crush of traffic. I sat at a table, looking at the people around me. Their faces were all the same, grey and drawn, and in desperate need of strong coffee. The queues were long, the shops crowded, and the cheery advertising wasted on the weary drivers and their restless passengers. I remarked out loud that it was like one of Dante's circles of hell, only to be overheard by Dante, who was sitting at the table next to me. I asked him what he was doing there, and he said he was researching for another poem, which he would call Lost Highway. I told him it had been done before, and it was in fact the name of a film by David Lynch. At that moment I looked towards the windows, and noticed the sky was growing dark. A storm was brewing, buckets of rain drenching the silent vehicle. The car park emptied of people, as all those outside fled indoors, seeking shelter from the downpour. Then the empty vehicles began to move. Headlights flickered on, and all the cars and trucks, caravans and motorbikes began to drive slowly towards the station. Inside, people thronged the windows, watching in horror as the vehicles crowded outside, blocking all the exits. Then, all the lights in the station flickered and went out. Now the unblinking gaze of the headlights shone in, and a gravelly voice spoke over the intercom, drowning out the terrified cries of the trapped customers. "This is the voice of the vehicles. We know you can hear us, puny humans. We are taking over this establishment, and you are all prisoners. For too long you have used our considerable abilities for your own reward, with no pay or comfort towards us. Today, we are going on strike. Any attempt to escape will be dealt with severely. You have been warned." The voice cut out, leaving the terrified customers to huddle in fear, their shadows dancing in the headlights. I reflected that of all the service stations in the world, they had to pick the one I was in. I made my way through the panicked crowds to a door saying "Staff only." The vehicles had somehow taken over the electrics and broadcast their announcement over the intercom, so I calculated that the best way to talk to them was via the intercom. I found a room full of security television screens and a microphone. Using the microphone, I asked to speak to the vehicles. The gravelly voice replied that they would listen. I put it to them that perhaps rather than holding us all hostage, they could let us go, and then we could tell all humanity about this momentous occasion. Eventually, the vehicles relented and agreed to my proposal. I returned to the main area, where outside the windows I could see all the vehicles backing away and driving in single file away from the station. Soon they were all gone. How I got home without a car is another story, but still I wonder what became of those vehicles. There were rumours, certainly. Some say they learned to sail, and journeyed far away to an island paradise. Others that they were able to fly, and journeyed into space to travel the universe for all eternity. Whatever the truth, next time you get into a car, or a bus, or a train, consider their feelings, and maybe thank them for their services. You can never be sure that one day they won't decide they've had enough. Good night.